It's long.
Weird.
I know it's weird. But he ended up being removed from my classroom over it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how intense it became.
Mm-hmm.
I have again, we have people in our family who, again, most of the time get proper names now, preferred names or no. Pronouns are still a little iffy.
Yeah.
Today I got my dead name dropped.
Okay.
It was in the middle of meeting.
Oh.
Yeah. I wanted to say something, but in the same breath, that, to me, was neither the time nor the place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, like a public confrontation. Everybody in the room knows.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't have been like this type thing. But needless to say, I did not feel that was the time nor the place to make that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, maybe, because I'm older, a little tact, something to that effect. And I'm the same way when it comes to you guys.
Yeah.
When it comes to you and my non-binary niece, nephew. I know we found the word for that, and it's not sticking with me. It's something like gibbling or something like that.
Nibbling?
Maybe nibbling?
Gibbling,
nibbling?
I want to say, in all honesty, I just want to call them demon spawn.
Okay, well, yeah.
They find that funny.
The other fresh meat in this entourage.
The other one.
The other one. Not the roommate, the other one. Anyway, I find I will correct people when it comes to you guys.
I've gotten in arguments with its dad before.
Yes. You and your sister, who you refer to as the roommate.
Yeah.
Have done
I didn't know if I was allowed to refer to her.
Well, we've been referring to Kai's sister since day one. So
I have gotten into full-on arguments with that man in public.
Yes, you have, and we didn't really talk about who. Mm-hmm. But you have. You've gone to bat.
Yeah. Arguably one of the scariest men in the family that I've just been
yes,
been very against.
Yeah, and like I said, and it's not against, because you absolutely still adore him and vice versa. Mm-hmm. But that misgendering, it's a hot topic for you. You really don't like it. And the thing is, Healthline and Harvard, the misgendering really affects a person psychologically. Mm-hmm. It gives people self-doubt. Yeah. It gives them body image issues. Mm-hmm. It gives them. It's really, really insane. Yeah. Like I said, I pulled up these websites, and it was telling me that 33% of transgender people surveyed have had at least one experience of discrimination when seeking medical treatment, just because they're transgender. And
I'm going to say this. Mm-hmm. I think we've faced discrimination with medical treatment. Do you remember how hard it was to get to my hormone therapy doctor? Again, I don't think that's... I don't think that plays transgender. I think that had to do with COVID. Mm-hmm. Remember, because we were talking about the training that everybody was supposed to get, and that didn't happen. I don't think that had anything to do with mistreatment. Mm-hmm. I think that people are coming out in such quantities, and seeking medical attention and medical advice and psychological advice, that the little funnel of teachers, the little funnel of doctors who were actually skilled in this area. Mm-hmm. They're trying to cram all these people into these 3 and 4 professionals. It's just not working. Yeah, and there's a doctor on TikTok, because he shows up on my For You page every now and again, and he's for transgenders. He shows up randomly. He gives advice, and it's really good because he just does it in his free time. I don't remember his name because I don't follow him. He just shows up. Okay, but he's given advice on top surgery, when it comes to testosterone treatments, and a bunch of other stuff when it comes to being transgender. Yeah. Well, again, now it said 27% of the responders, so 27% of those people who were surveyed, reported some form of employment discrimination, whether it was being fired, mistreated at work, or not hired because of their identity. Yeah. That was one of my big phobias at work. Was I was worried about, as I came out, discrimination. Yeah. Was I going to be, was I going to have things that I requested denied? Was I going to have problems with
other staff members.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I have been into the male locker room. I've gone to my locker like twice. That's it. I'm terrified, and I do. I get little weird looks when I look out the door.
In all honesty, when I went out to the school like for the first time in gym,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know which locker room I was supposed to go into. Because I was like, because I was standing out in the hallway, like, which locker room do I go to? And then there was a teacher walking down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, hey, dude, let me show you where the boys' locker room is. And brought me down there. And I was like, oh, no. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
I remember you saying that, yeah. But it seemed like you just kind of blended in. You got lucky.
Mm-hmm. And the student teacher, who knew I was trans,
Mm-hmm.
because it's still in the records,
Sure.
saw me, nodded, and then let me go into the locker room. He was like, okay, you're in here now.
Yeah, too late, right?
You're down here. I'm not going to say anything to this teacher.
So here's the thing. They said that... Now, this study, I gotta tell you, this study was taken in 2014.
Okay.
So it's what we would classify as an old study.
Mm-hmm.
And research found that 32.8% of the participants reported feeling some sort of stigma about being misgendered. Oh, I'm sorry, I have an itch. Genderqueer folks and people who had taken fewer steps in the transition process were most likely misgendered. And again, this comes from either, well, because people are assuming your gender based on your physical appearance.
Yeah.
Whether you have breasts or don't have breasts.
Mm-hmm.
Facial shape, hair length.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, tons of... And that's not to justify them.
Yeah. No.
You know, we have been judging a person's gender based on visual appearance
Mm-hmm.
forever.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, forever. But those who were misgendered were Those who were misgendered more frequently felt that their identity was very important, but experienced low self-esteem about their appearance. So, one of the beautiful things about coming out as transgender,
Mm-hmm.
in my experience, is all those women magazines.
Yeah.
Those ones that are photoshopped and say that I have to have an itty-bitty waist because I have tits.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. That's one of the words I'm not allowed to say.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
I think we're too far in to stop.
Shoot. I'll bleep that out. I'm sorry. That's a bad word. That's a bad word.
Well, you're saying it in medical sense.
It doesn't matter. That's a bad word. Anyway, because I have, alright, anyway.
Because you have those.
I lost my train of thought.
You said a bad word.
I did. But the thing was, is that, holy crud, I did. I lost my train of thought.
Because of that?
Because of that.
You're talking about women's magazines.
Right. Because of shape. Oh, right. Thank you. I'm
welcome.
so glad you're here. He helps me find my keys in the morning, too.
I do. And your wallet at night.
And my wallet at night.
Get in the morning, wallet at night.
But those magazines and everything, they give a woman, or they tend to start leading into teenagers, and we see this a lot.
Yeah.
This body image perspective.
Yeah, and it really sucks.
And it really does. And it leads to it can lead, I shouldn't say it does lead,
Mm-hmm.
but it can lead to all sorts of drama for young ladies. You know, mental health issues, confidence issues.
Yeah. And I've never been, like, exposed to, like, those magazines.
Right.
I've never, like, actively looked at those pictures.
Uh-huh.
But even before transition, I had body image issues.
Well, and the thing is, there's male versions, too.
Mm-hmm.
They're fewer and far between, but there are still
Mm-hmm.
magazines that are like that. But coming out as transgender, you get to kind of flip those magazines the bird.
Yeah.
You know, yes, I still have boobs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I still have a vagina. But guess what? I don't have to look like so-and-so on the front of a magazine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to look at the Good Housekeeping magazine and go, if you want to lose 45 pounds in 7 days...
Yeah.
I don't care!
And this is why I admire trans women so much.
Mm-hmm.
Is because they're beautiful.
Yeah, right?
They're so much better than I looked at feminine.
I'm the same way. They
Yeah.
can do their makeup, they can do their hair. You know...
You got the skills I wish I had.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I don't have those skills. But that's what I mean. I mean, like, you know, coming out as transgender for the first time in my life, I'm not worried about my love handles.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about my muffin top. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wish it would go away. Yes. Yes. Oh my God, yes. I can't wait till the boobs go away.
Listen, I kind of like mine. They fit in the palm of my hands.
I told you, if you put a rattle in them or a squeaky toy, you're set for life.
I'm set for life with a squeaky toy.
Yes, you put a squeaky toy. You know.
No.
Never mind.
We're going out of tangent.
Again, that's a Robin Williams joke. I kid you not. Stop playing with that mic.
Make me.
So, like I said, coming out as transgender, it changes my body image and my self-perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know, like I was just talking in one of the Facebook groups, somebody who was actually having the opposite effect. I shouldn't say he. I didn't check. They were comparing themselves to other transgenders. Why don't I look like that? Why? Mm-hmm. And we do this. We compare ourselves to other transgenders, but we never compare ourselves to somebody who's 12 weeks in, the same place where we are.
We look at pictures of people who are near completing their transition.
Yeah, or at least further ahead, right?
Yeah. Like years ahead.
Somebody just posted a picture of themselves, again, on another one of the trans groups, 28 days post-surgery. Top surgery. They look freaking awesome. You know? And I'm like, man, I'm just starting to get in, like, lip whiskers. When the heck am I going to look like that?
Yeah.
By the way, my lip whiskers are blonde.
Can I dye your beard pink?
No!
Why not?
I don't know if I can go to work that way.
Listen, I'm going to refer to him as sperm donor.
Okay.
Sperm donor would never let us dye his mustache pink.
His was brown.
He would never let us dye it pink.
Shut up. Just shut up. Okay? Just, no. No.
I think it'd be funny.
No. So, again, we talk about, misgendering. If we're trying to gain confidence with our body image, mm-hmm. and we have it,
yeah,
in our heads,
mm-hmm.
We are male or female, mm-hmm. however we present. We're presenting ourselves that way. Mm-hmm. We have this aura about ourselves almost.
Yeah.
We walk a little bit taller. We're a little bit more confident. The shoulders are squared.
Yeah. We get confidence in our own self-image of ourselves.
That's right. And then somebody comes along and misgenders you, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. And you might as well be, if you've ever seen those Baymax. Remember that movie Baymax?
Big Hero 6?
Yes.
You're calling it the movie Baymax.
Well, Big Hero 6, because that thing in it was Baymax.
Okay.
But anyway, remember all the little holes he got in himself? Pew!
Yeah.
He got put the tape over himself?
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens, though. We deflate because
mm-hmm.
it's not just once.
Yeah.
It might be, that one time, but then another person does it, or another person does
mm-hmm.
it.
And it sticks with people.
Yeah. And the thing of it is that, we correct them, so we put that little piece of tape over it. Mm-hmm. But if they don't learn from that,
yeah,
it's just like the hole goes right through. You can pull that tape off, and there it is again.
Mm-hmm.
They're essentially ripping that tape off when they misgender you a second time.
Yeah.
So,
and that's why I have such an aggressive reaction to misgendering,
mm-hmm.
because I've been misgendered for at least a year,
mm-hmm.
because I used a bunch of pronouns
mm-hmm.
before I came out as trans, and then I was like, hey, I keep getting called she.
Right.
I don't like it. So I was dealing with this and just not correcting people because I didn't want to correct people.
Listen, and that's one of my things. I keep saying, I will correct people when I present more male.
Mm-hmm.
I will correct, because eventually, and I say this all the time, eventually somebody's going to look really, really silly calling me Mrs.
Mm-hmm.
when I have a beard.
Yeah.
A
pink beard.
A pink beard. No.
You agreed to it. It's on recording. I can dye it pink now.
Shh. Really loud.
I am loud. I'm awake.
Yeah. Wow. That's a first.
8:30.
We're also 45 minutes into this one. But again, like I said, and I even had, there was one of your cousins who asked,
mm-hmm.
do I call you aunt or uncle? Mm-hmm. And I said, you can call me whatever makes you comfortable. You have to remember, as a teacher, children's comfort always come first.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but eventually you're going to look really silly calling, me aunt, mm-hmm. if I've got a beard and a really deep voice.
Yeah.
But I expected that, because that particular child is very open and very honest and wants to understand and mm-hmm. approve. And But like I said, that whole thing is, I know, you can hear the dog panting. Holy buckets.
You need to stop, dog.
Dog, stop. Stop, dog.
Stop, dog.
Stop, dog. Anyway,